Why am I watching all these sad, depressing, toxic relationship stuff? It's not gonna get me anywhere. What else we have? Sorry. Let's watch rules of dating and how women's complicated it.
See if this will actually help. World. Do you just wish you could find your perfect someone without
Yes.
all the complications of dating?
Yes.
Well, good luck with that.
Oh.
Just kidding. The dating scene can become frustrating for all of us who have ever had our fair share of bad dates. Progress naturally.
Yes.
So you like someone a lot. It's only the first date, but you can't wait to tell them. Hold it right there. While honesty is the best policy, revealing how often you think about
Who
them
said you have to
may
be
add
honest?
too much unnecessary pressure on your first
Sometimes
date.
being honest
You
isn't the
need
best
to allow some
policy because they
room.
bring up that shit. If you're dating a dude, they'll bring up that shit 24/7 down the track. Every time you're angry, they'll just bring up that time you got with that dude. So no, that is not correct. Dumb whore. Alright, what else we got? You got
the winners. So I find it very interesting that a woman sits here to me and says, "No, men are allowed to sit around and do fuck all and feel sad." And those are the men they ignore when they DM.
No.
Those are the men they ignore. They ignore them all.
No, because of a certain caliber of women. Yes, it is.
I agree. You're right. But you're missing a very vital point of that story. You're right. But as a high-value woman, before you say to that man, "You can have a day off and you're allowed to be sad today," you will only even get with him. Let me change that. You will only even acknowledge he exists if he's ignored how he feels 99% of the time before that. Because if he was sad most of the time before that, he
Majority
never
men
would have got to
do
a place
this.
where he could attract a woman like you. The man who works in Starbucks, who's sad all the time, you won't reply to him. Neither will any other female.
Check
so for women
yourself.
to come along and pretend they give a about the fact that most men are basically invisible. There is not a female on the planet who's invisible today. You can be a 4, overweight, fat. You'll still go to the club and get attention. 99% of the men go to the club and nobody even fucking talks to them. If they try and talk to a girl, they get blanked and ignored and told to.
You know what? 10 guys and 10 women will pick. The guys will pick that they're attracted to. Majority of them are all attracted. Where the women will find 2 out of the 10 guys attractive. So 20% of them will cheat.
Most men are absolutely and utterly in here and complain about the top 2% of men because I dealt with this guy, he's arrogant, blah, 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 blah. Most men don't even fucking exist. They send 10,000 DMs and never even get read, let alone replied to. So if you just sit here and say, "I'll get a G, a big G, a boss, a millionaire, and let him have a day off," very nice of you. I'm sure you would. Yeah. But if a guy who wanted to have days off all the time, he never would have got important enough in the first place to attract a woman like you. And that is the reality as other men who are prepared to get up and do it anyway. That's how it works. There's no such thing as saying, "I'm sad, I need 2 weeks off." Not as a man if you want to be important.
You've just got roasted, you dumb. Here, let's watch 7 signs of an
Did you know Google makes a phone?
incompatible relationship.
But it does things other phones
Fuck me,
can't
this is
do,
loud.
which
I was
is how
wondering
it
why I was
takes
so
stunning
fucking
photos
loud
in
in
the
my
dark
ear.
and helps take annoying items out of pictures.
Now let's get into this week's topic. Love. Partnership. Soulmate.
Partnership.
So many of us spend a good chunk of our lives looking for the one. But what happens when we actually find someone? How do we know if they're the person?
Every woman spends their time looking for a relationship, but they're looking for the idea of a relationship. They don't know nothing about the person. A person will lie about their life.
Everybody has their own ideas about what qualities and traits their dream partner should have. But rarely do we ever find someone who's a perfect match. Instead, we learn to compromise where we can and grow to love people in spite of their flaws and imperfections.
If you don't have a love language with a guy, may as well just end it right there. You need a love language. That's how you can tell they like you.
However, if the similarities are too scarce or non-existent, once the new and shiny effect wears off, you're both left with someone who doesn't share the same humor, interests, values, ideals, or principles, making it difficult to relate to one another in any meaningful way.
You may be stuck in the honeymoon phase. Once the honeymoon phase wears off, you actually come to reality. Oh, who am I with? And then you're like, God damn it, now I'm stuck. And then you want to find ways to leave, but you shouldn't leave someone because they're a good guy. They actually might be good for you, and you want to not end up with those fuckwits out there with tattoos and they're most likely looking for vagina the whole time. because it's not going to work out, isn't it?
3. You try to change each other, not grow and learn together.
Grow and
The
learn.
hallmark of any strong, healthy
Situations, and then feminine energy, I would say it's more like, not entirely, but being more submissive, being led.
Not quite aggressive, but more like go-gettery.
Yes. Yes.
Does a woman need to be feminine in order to attract a man?
It shouldn't be like that, but
Yes, for
this
me,
is how
yes.
this modern
Do you
dating
think
has
women are
come
more
down to.
attracted to masculine or feminine men?
I believe more masculine.
You just feel safe.
I feel
like,
safe.
honestly, and it's just hot.
It's hot.
Definitely more attracted to masculine.
What do you think women find attractive about a man in touch with his masculinity?
How confident he can be, how sure he is of himself. He can lead her, go back to being what I said, leading her in a certain direction, taking charge of certain situations.
Fighter, someone that takes leadership, someone that protects you whilst out, so you always feel safe.
Feel lonely? Do you feel like no matter what you do, it doesn't matter and you'll never find love in your daily
I did feel that at one point last year, and then I found myself. Okay, I'm kidding. You know what girls say? Always say I found myself after a breakup.
Have you tried dating apps?
God damn, it should never be like that.
Incredibly depressing, or they'll say someone else is really doing well.
It's good to hear.
The most successful people in my age group tend to live lives much like normal people, just with a bit more money. However, what caused these issues? In the same way that when you pull up a log in the woods, you see the maggots eating it from inside that are normally hidden, no other way to meet the other sex on a frequent basis. This isn't something I've wanted to believe, but as I've seen more and more of the world, it's become an unavoidable conclusion. Young people really don't go to bars anymore, and no one really has strong enough social networks to do dating through people.
They can't even drink.
It's
they always have to drink with alcohol. You can't drink sober.
Viewed as weird and suspect 10 to 15 years ago, but now they're
Tinder.
mandatory. This is horrifying
Hinge.
since the apps are terrible and possibly the worst way to be wealthy and get very little luck. And it's not even the top 10 or 5% of men who do well, it's the top 1 or less. It's very similar to the American economy, where the top 1% aren't the people who are getting the most. It's the top 0.1.
Because everyone's so
this
picky.
Is evidence I've corroborated from my own personal experience and other
what
friends
men
who
go
have done
for.
similar things.
Every chick they go
This is
for.
since
They don't
women
see
tend
that
to have
few
two
show
separate
with.
settings for dating,
It's
and we've
because
found this in
majority of these
studies.
women have
Women
no
have higher
logic. That's
standards since they
guys for watching. Look, that's me. That's me times 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you guys for watching, and leave a like, share, comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see. I'm probably gonna do some gaming videos next, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.